Welcome to the OFX podcast. I'm Dave Plex, and along with me, as always, is the securer of secret strategies, Bethany McChesney. Because she won't tell me her strategy for DEKA Ultra, and I'm assuming she won't tell you either.
I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but
Do you think okay? I mean, basically, everyone's gonna think like, obviously, go slow, right? But
I hope so.
do you
But I
think
don't know.
Yeah, do you think there's a legit, like a real strategy that makes a difference, or do you think it's just pace?
Oh yeah. Like I think people have to be super aware of what their strengths are and weaknesses and if certain stations take more out of them and what risks are worth taking. And I also in an event this long, some of the strategy is fueling and figuring that out and knowing what works for you and yeah, pacing is going to be a big one because I really do think people are going to go out too fast.
It seems to be the norm, but really, okay. So did you see? And this kind of almost encourages the too fast. So DECA's giving away these RAMs for male under 3 hours, female under 3:15.
Yeah. Three
Is it 3:15?
320, yeah.
3:20? Okay, 3:20.
Yeah. So it's basically so they want the women to do 5 40-minute DECA fits and the men to do 5 36-minute DECA fits.
5 40-minute DECA fits. Now, my first DECA fit, I did not break 40
Yeah.
for one. Now, I know that was pretty shy. Oh, I shouldn't say that, but it's not where I should have been. But
Hmm.
it's still I was not like I was in horrible shape at the time. I mean, back to that's not slow. That's cooking.
No, it's not. Yeah. And I mean a lot of the women in this top heat, their fastest times, the ones that have done it, because I don't think they all have, are in like the average for the ones that I could find, like for a regular DECA fit, is around like the 38 39 minute mark. So for them to put five of them together, and obviously there's going to be like refueling breaks and everything. So what you're really asking them to do is run their best time 5 times in a row.
Yeah, so that's like, okay, here's your personal best 1K. Now go run a 5K at that pace.
Yeah. And I mean,
Acceptable.
I'm not saying it's impossible for a woman. I'm not sure if we're going to see that this time. I don't know. Um, but yeah, and the men, I do think there are some men that probably have a better chance than maybe some of the women. I'm not sure.
Well, if you think about it from the women's perspective, that's a 3:20, right? So whatever you're saying, 40 minutes per deck of it. So let's realistically say if you've slowed your pace to a 20, just for easy math, let's say you do a 25-minute 5K pace. So 5 minutes per kilometer, right? Let's say you're
Yeah,
running that pace. That leaves you 15 minutes to do all your zones.
yeah.
And
That's a fast strong.
that's a
So
fast run.
you're either and like a so you kind of take it easy on the running, but then you still have to smash the stations. So can you do that for 4 hours or 3 hours and a half?
That's tough. And the big one when you think about it, okay, so if you're on a rower and you're going, whatever, let's say you're a 2-minute pace and you drop to a 2:20 pace. Great, you lose 20 seconds and you'll save a lot of energy.
Hmm.
But if you're on the bike and you decrease your effort level that much, you're not going to lose 20 seconds. You lose like 90 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's, and that's why I think the bike is going to be very interesting. Is it worth it to give it on that bike and take it easy everywhere else? Just, it's, I think you're right. I don't think that as competent and as qualified as I think the women are doing it, I don't think that 3:20 gets beat. The men, the 3 hour mark. I mean, you're looking at Dylan. Dylan might have the capacity to do so, but I think he's kind of got an ankle injury.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, he has stated his goal is 255.
255, which again is smoking fast.
Yep. I know some of these guys have said that their goal is sub 3 hours. Um, I know Tyler Krashenski made it public that that was his goal. Um, I don't even, has Tyler done a DEKA FIT?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
I believe
Um,
so.
but yeah, I know for them, for some of the guys, that is their goal is to go. Are you looking it up right now?
I was going to try to look it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah. So,
yeah. Okay. So he has, I see his name here.
okay. Okay. You got him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, he's got an engine.
35:45 is his DEKA FIT time
So
this
he
year.
has to go
That
sub
time.
that time. Yeah, pretty much. Well, he's got 15 minutes to eat, to fuel, or 15 seconds to fuel.
Yeah.
Now that's probably not going to be the best time he's capable of, but obviously he would have pushed hard on that one. So yeah, that's a tough ask. That's 3 hours.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to go on a limb. I don't think either of them gets done. I'm out on a limb in predicting that one. Prove me wrong.
Yeah. I we'll see. We'll see. I think it would take someone having a really good day for sure for one of those to happen. Um, but yeah, I would be thoroughly impressed. Um, yeah, I have the fastest DEKA FIT time in this field
Hmm.
of women, and 320 was not my goal. I'll just say it. I think that that's still like I still think that's probably pushing it. I think if people try to go out in that pace, there could be a little bit of carnage in that fourth and fifth DEKA FIT.
There you go. You want to beat Beth? Run 320.
I will be very impressed. I just don't know. I don't know if I can maintain a 40-minute DEKA FIT 5 times.
She will doff her cap.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that would be very impressive.
Mm.
All right. And by the way, we're having a quick show tonight. We discussed this. We're going to try to keep these a little more condensed.
Yeah.
But
Single topic only.
single
DEKA
topic.
Ultra.
That's right. DEKA Ultra. We're focused on here. So let's talk about first off the DEKA Ultra. What is it? Explain what the DEKA Ultra is.
So it's 5 DEKA FITs back to back to back to back.
I have a question for you. This has come up a couple times, and I've messaged and I've yet to get a reply. So I'll see if you know. There is a pit. You can pit and you can take on sustenance and chat with your friends and go to the bathroom and whatever you need to do in general pit stuff. Is that pit accessible at any time or is it only at the end of each DEKA FIT? Do
I
you know
think
that?
it's anytime.
I would think it should be anytime.
Yeah, because if it's not, then that does change some of my strategy.
I think it should be, and I
But
haven't heard anything to the different. All I've heard
I'm
is
assuming it's on one side of the track and you can kind of go to it anytime you go by.
I would think you should be able to. I mean,
Yeah.
everything's going to be monitored with the chip, with your timing chip for your laps and whatnot. So I think it should be. It should be.
Yeah.
We'll get confirmation on that as best we can, and we'll post it and put it up there.
Yeah.
Um,
So
that
also with this one, the open heats have like a 8 or 10 hour time cap.
and
10 hour, yeah. And the elites have a 4 hour and 15-minute time cap.
hmm,
I just
that's
learned.
that's
I
fast.
think there's going to be some elites who don't make that time cap.
So
So
415. So we said 320 was 40 minutes. So
yeah,
415, have you worked that out?
what was it? So 340 was 40 plus 5 more, 47, like 47, 40,
51. 51 minute.
51. Yeah.
51 minute. 51 minute. And let's
I think
say,
when you consider people are stopping, so it's not just like they're doing a 50-minute DEKA FIT. Someone has to go to the bathroom. They have to refuel. Like unless that's all happening, or I don't know, they cramp or something. Like I
I think
still
you,
think that's fast.
I think your pit, you got to do a grab and go.
Oh yeah, for
And that's
sure.
the question.
I mean,
Will you
that's
be
the
able,
goal.
will you be able to fuel on track?
Well, and this is the problem too with the DEKA FIT is the runs are so short. So like you're gonna have to learn how to like eat and row or something, like figure it out because you don't
You
have a whole lot of time on the runs to consume either.
it might be on the bike. You might have to pack it back on the bike.
Yeah, because you can't do it when you farmer's carry.
You need the backpack and just a straw. Just put it on the edge there.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
think honestly though, if you're shooting for 4 hours, I mean you're probably just gonna gel it, right? Like something along that lines. And so you're either quick pit, grab it and go, or you're like I said, doing it on the bike or something like that. Stick it in your
yeah,
phone, grab it on
yeah,
the bike.
yeah. It's going to be pretty simple fueling,
Yeah, because
but
there's no other station you could do it. Now, if you're an open waiver and you're taking a little more time, well then that's you'll be fine. You might want to have actual sustenance. I mean, if you're gonna take over 5 hours,
you're
yeah,
probably eating.
you'll probably want some good food in there for some fuel.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, it does present some interesting strategy, but never been done before. You got no basis. You got nothing to draw.
yeah.
Very few people, but I would say before, I said before in the other podcast that people who have done the Dust to Glory Ultra DEKA have a lot of advantage for this because they've got a base idea of at least what they're going to go through. And the Dust to Glory one was actually longer. It was actually the 50K. So
Uh,
they get a bit of a feeling of what they're at. But then again, because it was longer, maybe that throws it all out the window anyway.
yeah. This is the effort level though of about a 50K.
Yeah, but the Dust to Glory was a 50K with the zones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was like they doubled the run length to make it a true ultra.
Okay.
So you were 1K in between instead of 500 meters.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think, although, yeah, now that I think about it, although it would provide you some kind of basis to go on, it would also, it doesn't translate completely either.
Yeah, no. I the part that I'm not looking forward to is 100 times 4 times in and out of the stations 10 times per, all turning left.
Ooh, the hip.
Yeah, the left side of the body and the ankle and stuff. That I mean, I feel it after a DEKA fit. Like when I raced at Worlds, the DEKA fit and the teams in the same day, like that gets to you there. So if there's sharp turns, it's not nicely rounded like a
Mhm.
track, so it's more of a square. So I don't know. I think that's something to think about too. That left side of the body. I think it would be cool if we went like one fit one way, the other next number two fit the other way, three fit one the other.
Problem being, you're going to have people on different times smashing into each other in the middle of the track going in opposite
Oh,
directions.
absolutely. Yeah. It would
However,
just save the ankles.
DECA likes that with the whole kind of chaos NASCAR
They
feel.
do.
So that might be okay.
Yeah.
You be going one way, you're going to run into Kevin Gregory as you go, and then
Perfect.
it'll be fantastic. The television ratings will be through the roof. All right, let's talk about some of the people who are going.
Yeah.
Why don't you mention some of the men that are going? Because that way you're not talking about your competition, and I won't have you bashing these other women, Bethany.
Yeah, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so the men's race has more people than the women's race. The um, we have a couple names in here that people will be very familiar with. Do you want me to name everybody, or do you want me to
I want
like?
you to just tell me who jumps out at you that you
Okay.
think is interesting.
Well, Mark Polson is in this list. Isaac Sanderson, who's going to be racing the Utah Beast on Saturday, flying taking a red eye and then coming to this one because the ultra doesn't start till 2 p.m. So it is travelable and getting there in time. So Isaac Sanderson is going to be there. Kevin Gregory is going to be doing the ultra, which
Kevin Gregory is one of those ones who has done the Dust to Glory.
yes. And although we know Kevin primarily for his DEKA Strong, he does do some long stuff too. So this one will be interesting. Brian Neely, Derek Yorick, Ryan Reed, our Canadian boy, who is very focused on DEKA, but he has also done some Spartan Ultras. Tyler Krasinski, another Canadian boy, who also races Spartan Ultras. Who other names here? Grady Jackson and Dylan Scott is on this list And although yes, he is battling an ankle injury, but this really sounds like a Dylan Scott Sunday regular. So
Yeah, yeah. And like Dylan at 90% is still going to be, or 80% is still going to be great at this.
mhm,
Um, guys like I'm glad you mentioned Mark Polson because he doesn't get a lot of mention, but he's got a lot of guts. He's a guy that can really last. Some of these other ones who I don't know Dave Warfel, but I've heard he's quite good.
mhm,
Um, but I'm impressed. And this is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing Brian Neely is in really, really good shape right now, and that he's
mhm,
he's at the top of his game. And Grady Jackson, everything he has done lately has just surpassed what you expect from him.
mhm,
Especially because you would think of him as like a power dude, but then he went out there and did a great solo fit. And I think, although I've never seen him do the ultra, I think he's somebody that could do really well.
mhm,
Like he just because he keeps surprising.
mhm.
But I would think, I mean, realistically, your odds-on favorite has to be Dylan, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think. Well, I think it would be Isaac or Dylan. I don't know. Like Isaac racing a full beast the night before, traveling, etc., might take a little bit out of him too, and maybe puts him down a little bit. But if it wasn't that case, I would say Isaac and Dylan for sure. Um, Ryan Reed is also very fit. He's someone who would
Oh.
definitely fly under the radar, and I think if you lined everybody up, you wouldn't necessarily suspect him. But he's very strong for his size. He has a extremely like a very fast DEKA strong time even. Yeah, so he's not someone to sleep on either.
And he's got youthful stupidity.
Yes.
He's a
And
young
he's
guy.
someone who he trains for the events. Like he'll be very dialed into this.
Well, and the thing with Ryan too is like something that might hold Ryan back generally is the sheer power output of the bike or something like that, where he would lose time on the machines to say some of the more powerful guys. But in this one, it's more about engine and cardio, and he does have
Yeah.
that, so that might actually play in good favor for him. So, I mean, a big fan of Ryan, and I hope he does really well. I could see him really throwing a wrench in it.
Yeah, me too.
And like you said, Tyler Kruszinski, he wins the correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't he win like the stair climb at that CN
CN
Tower?
Tower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I mean, so he's got power. He does ultras. He's a solid guy, so he should do well. But I again, I will not underestimate Kevin Gregory. These long slogging things when you think you should.
Yeah.
I
Well, and we
mean,
know
the
it's
world's
not like
toughest
the
mudder
machines are
guy.
going to take out of him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And here's the thing, like even a slow bike for Kevin is still going to be like 30, 40 seconds. So, he could make up a minute and a half on some people there each lap,
Yeah.
and that could compensate for whatever slow running. But here's another thing, like Kevin, you don't see him in the fit elite because he just doesn't have that running.
Hmm.
He doesn't need it here. He just needs to keep plodding along.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I could, yeah, I mean, Dylan Isaac, Kevin. With honorable mention there, I'm gonna have Ryan Reed coming in fourth, Derek York in fifth.
Good pick. I am going to go with Dylan, Ryan Reed, and Brian Neely.
That's bold. I like it. I like it. Now I would be kind of excited to see that happen. I would love to see
Mhm.
that. See Dylan and Ryan up there.
And I explained the only reason I didn't say Isaac was because he's racing the day before. But
Which is a little ludicrous and is right on par for Isaac,
yeah, yeah,
which is great. He's just doing what he wants to do.
yeah. Have fun.
Yeah.
If you
All right.
can, why not?
All right. Let's take a look at the ladies. All right. And I will say, obviously, first name that jumps out to me is Heather White. Because I think Heather wants to smash you,
Whatever.
grind you up. She's like, she thinks she's fast. Yeah, Heather's like, Bethany thinks she's fast, but it's my world. I'm just gonna crush her. She's gonna weigh down and you put the screws to you and be dust.
Yeah, yeah. She's been talking all the trash.
She's always talking trash
Yeah. Hmm.
forever. And this is like back when I was a kid and I would watch wrestling and the tag teams would disintegrate and fight each other. This is what's happening right here, right before our eyes.
Yeah, I think it
Unfriends.
would be the best race scenario possible if it came down to like a burpee off.
I think Heather would prefer a bike race.
Absolutely. I want a burpee
Or
off.
the tank, maybe on the tank, maybe right before.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's great. And I think it is very interesting. It'll be so much fun to watch your two opposite styles go through the whole deal. And
Yeah.
Heather did put in a great PR on her fit this year.
Yeah, so she, as far as I know, she has, the third fastest DEKA FIT. So she ran a 36:45
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's so and keep in mind both of you the day before will be running relay.
Yeah.
So
So it'll be the same, our same scenario. I think a lot of these people are doing a race the day before.
do you know what I think is going to happen is after the tank and you guys start to do your run and you get to the burpees and you're going to be like, okay, Heather, take yours. She's gonna be like, no, I'm sore. I can't. You better finish all the burpees. Heather's
No,
crafty. Don't let her niceness fool you. She's strategizing. She's crafty.
it's
I think
interesting because we're strategizing it differently, and I would say the opposite. She's actually taking some of the running for me.
oh, wow.
Mhm.
Interesting. All right. Some of the other names on here that really jump up. Lauren Rentala is another one that really gets out there. I mean, she has been on fighting to get into the top 15. She was part of Team USA over at Worlds for the mixed relay. She is no joke and super fit. And I can't I think she ends up on the podium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Hmm.
I think she's that fit. She's in really good shape.
I couldn't find any DECA scores for her.
Yeah, I don't know that she has one.
Yeah. So that will be
But
interesting.
she's got that mindset where she's just gonna. So I think she's gonna
Mhm.
do it. I could see her on the podium.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
Kelly Sullivan is also a name here that she has ultra experience. She has tons of racing experience.
she's got tons
Um,
of DEKA experience.
yeah, yeah, races the ruck. I'm assuming she's probably putting in a ruck time the day before.
Wouldn't
Um,
surprise me.
yeah, and yeah, so she'll be up there too. We have a couple of girls who do race ultras. Hannah Francosa races ultras. She's done a strong. We
Hmm.
have Erin Rock is also races ultras. She's more of a triathlete, like your multi-sport events.
Yeah.
And Elia Figueroa also she races ultras. She's done OCRWC. She does high rocks. So those girls I think would have an engine. And Janelle Teal has the
Yes.
second fastest DECA fit time at 36:38. So she's someone definitely too who could be up there.
And you got to mention Julie Best too. Actually, funny thing with Julie Best when I posted about when they listed, I believe it was the hybrid report listed some of the women's names that were going, and I posted for OFX. We know who we're backing, and Julie Best replied, "It's me, right?" And I said, "Absolutely, Julie. We're totally on your side." So
Yeah. Julie, yeah, and again, I know she's really been struggling with a shoulder injury,
yes.
so it's a bit of a risk, I think, on her part. She like I talked to her about it too, but so she's a bit nervous about this anyways. Um, so I think if she has a good day and all of that goes well, then she'll definitely be up there.
Oh yeah, I think so too, but and that would be my um the one thing that would hold me back from really picking Julie to contend for the podium is I do worry about the shoulder. And I hope Julie being the competitor that she is, that she thinks big picture,
Yeah.
and keeps in mind that this is not the
Yeah.
be all and end all and
No, it's very much for fun. Like we're not qualifying for anything. It's, the first time it's ever been done. It's very much a for fun thing.
all
There's
right.
gonna be fake prize money.
So I'm going to put you on the spot here. I'm going to assume you're calling yourself for the win. I'm just going to let that happen. Even if you don't want to, I'm going to tell you you're doing that. And then give
Okay.
me the second and third.
Heather.
For second.
Yeah. Um, Kelly Sullivan.
Kelly Sullivan. Okay. And I as well cannot go away from you and Heather. I got to go with that. But to mix it up, I'm going to go with Lauren Rentala. The rookie coming in, shocking everybody with sheer fitness.
It will be exciting.
It will be. It will be. And really looking forward to it. It's going to be down in Fort Wayne. Just so you do know, there will be an elite men's and women's wave the day before, and I will actually be streaming that for the OCR report on their YouTube channel. And then as far as the ultra goes, I'm not 100% sure who's going to be covering it completely, but it will either be on the OCR report or OFX or the hybrid report. But somebody will be covering it in one way or another, and we'll
At the
keep you
very
informed as
least,
best we
can you
can.
give updates on OFX?
100% at the very least.
Okay.
But I think it'll likely be a lot more than that. It'll likely be a hopefully a full but one man version, one person version of covering, but it'll likely be of that of the elite wave.
Mhm.
So anyway, take us home, Beth.
Yeah, so we look forward to all the people that we get to see this weekend at our first DEKA FIT event of the season. And yeah, looking forward to have some fun running 100 by 250 meters. And to everyone joining me, let's keep each other entertained and having a good time. And all the best.
Take care.